Welcome to Jamie with the Why, a show that explores meaningful, relevant, and sometimes difficult topics, and we always have a good time. There are two things that I can promise: reflection and laughter. In today's show, we have the ultimate privilege of hearing from our very first insight guest, Day Anderson, dance, athletic sculpt, and yoga instructor, to help us explore our why question this week. Why do people work out? I myself felt rather inspired after last week's show, but between the sweating and being sore, there's got to be more to working out, right? Well, welcome, Daylet, to Jamie with the Why. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank
Yay.
you.
All right.
From
So,
LA. Cheers.
yeah, cheers.
Cheers with water.
Cheers with water. Because we're talking about working out. We're talking about
Yeah.
working out. Okay, so every week on Jamie with the Why, we have a why question that we explore all aspects of. And our why question this week is, why do people work out? So,
Oh
first, we
God.
have Day Anderson from day2.co. Day, tell the people who you are. What do you want the people to know about you? I could say so many things, but tell
Oh
us.
well. Greetings, everyone. I am Day. My name's Daylette, and everyone calls me Day. And I live in LA, actually. Um, I'm originally from Detroit. Jamie and I are cousins. And I am a wellness professional, helping so many people in the Los Angeles community get healthy. And I do that through dance and athletic sculpt and yoga, which is the acronyms for my name. So
I never put that
that's me.
together.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a dancer, I'm an athlete, and I'm a yogi. So I am pretty much certified in all of those things. And that is how I bless people's day.
That's excellent. So,
Yeah.
what is it? Let's just jump right in, right? You said that you are certified in each one of these areas. So, basically, your full-time commitments are to things that have to do with people moving their bodies. So, what
Absolutely.
what is it about moving your body that has really like driven your passion to make this commitment to make it your business?
Well, it's always a great, like, beautiful thing when your passion can align with your business, and like it's interesting that we're talking about moving because I actually refer to my business as a movement, because I want people to kind of separate the idea that although it's a business, but it's actually teaching you way beyond uh, being a business. It's teaching you like about having joy, and like it's teaching you about um, just the beauty that comes with moving. I've always been a mover. I've been dancing since I was 5, and not only was it just joyful and fun, it was a very healthy way for me to understand my emotions and also just be in tune with myself, like having that ability to actually move, and express and be expressive. Of course, dance is my first love. So I think, yeah, if I'm answering your question correctly, I think it just started from the emotional connection to being able to express something without saying anything.
Hmm. Okay, so
Yeah,
there were so many things that you just said, and I want to
I
talk
know.
about all of them. So
so let's start with where you started with dance, right? So you say you've been dancing since you were 5, and you connected that with emotion and joy. What did that mean for you, like growing up? Like, what place did dance and movement have in your life? And then, of course, I guess the second part of the question is like, it impacted you so much that you like made this your professional career. So, what did dance mean to you growing up?
Oh man, how do we get this in a concise? Well, growing up, and I'll just share with everyone that I'm the only girl of all boys, and at the time I didn't mind moving, whether it was sports or anything. But once I found dance, it just connected with me so much, that I mean, and it was all styles like ballet, tap, jazz, modern, and then I decided to do it competitively. I know I remember this so clearly. My mom was like, "Do you really want to do this?" Because I don't know. I'm hoping now that people realize that it is a real profession. It is a very, it's just like an athlete. We are performance athletes. The way
Mm-hmm.
that we move our body, dedicate to rehearsal, and like that was literally my life was school and then dance rehearsal. And I was connected to it so much because I think just also with being African American and just having so many emotions undiscussed already, it was just a beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, to understand it as a skill, as a gift, but then also to understand, the beauty of what it does for you, like health wise, emotionally health wise. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
something that we're kind of understanding now in the pandemic is really undiscussed, or not it wasn't as important until right now, that your
Yeah.
emotional health is just as important as physicality. So it was actually doing both of those things for me. I excelled really well at it. I was just so passionate, and it actually helped me go to college. And I got a
Mm-hmm.
scholarship for dance. I was a dance major in college, and but here's the thing: my parents wanted me to also have another major. Like it's as we're like growing and evolving in
Mm-hmm.
different generations. It was like, okay, you can dance, but you also need to have something else just in
Mm-hmm.
case, because what the world kind of knows that can unfold from a dance career is that if something happens, you need to have something else to fall back on. So just to kind of watch how dance has like led me into fitness, and led me into just starting my own business is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. So you mentioned, gosh, just like
I know.
okay, so many things. This is so valuable. I'm so grateful. So our why question, why do people work out? So number one, I'm hearing there is an emotional release or emotional like relationship between uh moving your body and like the experience of expressing your experience. Does that make sense?
Hmm. It's your opportunity to share something that maybe you don't know how to communicate at the moment, but you can
Mm-hmm.
identify it, and it's very healthy because all the things that we feel sometimes, you know, we don't necessarily need to say them, but if you're mad and you pick up some weight, and there's a release there, so your endorphins are releasing and just allowing you to be in tune with that emotion, and release it actually. um,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's the point. That's one way. But okay, I just want to share with you really quickly, like you're saying, why work out? And let me just tell you, why work out in LA is very different than why
Ooh,
work out.
let's talk about it. Tell us.
So all my
Tell us.
LA people, you know what I'm talking about. And look, I'm a Midwest girl. I love the Midwest. I think that's what makes me really unique in this city. But fitness here is such a high priority, and I really connect with Los Angeles and just California because it is a lifestyle rather than like a chore to move your body.
Mhm.
It is very
Mhm.
like incorporated into normalcy.
It sounds like
It
it's
is
part of the
very
culture, like part of the fabric
absolutely.
of like this is what people do. Like people work out here or people move their bodies in some way.
Oh yes, it is like a very very high priority of um importance, like
What is that
of daily.
connected to?
Well, I guess I mean I would say my observation is that there's a lot um of course film jobs and jobs that involve camera and I mean, we're getting lots of beautiful vitamin D from the sun. There's a lot of joy here just from the environment with the mountains and the beach and the open space and the land and so there's actually I believe I'm not from here, but I think living here, I can see that it balances what people do for work, and it's also
Mm,
it keeps them working. Like they have to continue to, a lot of artists, okay, actors, musicians, all of these creative fields,
mhm.
you also need a really good balance, I think, of movement.
Nice. So for these, that's a good transition. So into like, what are people seeking when they are working out? So we talked a little bit about you and your background. And I guess I really should have said like, yes, like I grew up dancing as well. And I too experienced that like just release of emotion. There were a lot of things that, as you mentioned, like I didn't really have the words for, but I knew when I moved my body, I felt better. Or I felt like whatever was on my mind had been, interpreted some way and whatever I was doing. And then I felt better after that. And I really didn't have the words for that then, but I think you put it really well. Like it just provides you with an opportunity to express things that perhaps you wouldn't, or perhaps you don't know how to.
Totally.
So, for your people who you were saying that, oh, let's back up because we can. So, wait a minute. You said it's different, okay, in LA for why people work out, right? So,
Oh, absolutely. And
just
now
in
it's holiday
general.
season.
So,
Yeah.
what's that? So, does that mean it increases? People are getting those reps in because the food is going in, or
Listen, y'all. For a trainer, November to February in Los Angeles is prime, very prime. It is a high.
Mhm.
Um, if it's already high already, but I would say even more. Definitely. Yeah.
Nice.
Like I've always
That's
worked on
great.
Thanksgiving or Christmas or New Year's Eve. Like, yeah,
Okay.
life
Okay.
of LA
So
trainer.
outside of LA, like for the rest of the world, or I guess in general, like what are some other reasons why people work out?
Well, I would hope now, after understanding how much health is a priority,
Mm-hmm.
that people everywhere, not just in LA, but all over, have a general understanding that moving the body is, the number one thing to cure disease, and that exercise is medicine. And so if you have been reading and just being updated with the information about even the virus right now, um, exercise, you will see that it is highly recommended, at least for every adult ages 17 all the way to 75, 80, that you should be moving, getting your heart rate up
Wow.
at least 2 times a week and moving your body at least 2 times. I mean, some has recommended
Mm-hmm.
like 2.5 hours is putting
A
you
week.
at so much of a week at a
Mm-hmm.
lower risk, of disease and fighting and building, keeping your immune system strong, um, to fight. You know, like everything goes
Yeah.
together, you know,
Yeah.
you know, we have
That's
to do it.
awesome. 2.5 hours a week, folks. Get it in.
2.5. Get it.
Get it
Do
in.
it.
Get
Go
in
do
those
it.
hours.
However you need to do it. Just get it done. I've been training people virtually, and of course, having you and some other beautiful students in class with me on Zoom, and just transitioning. I was working in studios here in LA, and just having, you know, God, um, you know, calling on my life. It kind of just propelled me into making sure I could continue to keep people healthy,
Mm.
virtually. And we've been doing it 3 times a week. Yeah, I teach on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and all ages. Today I had a 12-year-old, my 12-year-old godbrother in my class today.
I love it.
And yeah, I mean, I just want to understand, and I think that also just aligns with the name of my brand, Day Two. It's like, you know, how are you going to live the second day, right? If you have a second chance at living. So it's almost like a
Mm.
living movement when you understand the beauty that you have to wake up every morning and have life, and you start to connect. That movement is,
Mm.
this is a celebration of being alive, but it's also that the medicine to keep you here longer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, you mentioned that, like, so interesting that we're talking about moving because your brand is a movement. And also, I really wanted to talk to you about just the experience of moving. So I'll start here, right? So one of the reasons why like this is an important topic for me is because not only did I like grow up dancing and moving, but I really have the opportunity, I think, to think about how to approach different situations in life just differently through like the practice of movement. And so I guess a really simple example is I've been working on like my tree and my balance in my tree, and really simple, but like thinking about the things that's like, pull up a little bit here, or like thinking about where I'm balancing my weight, just that internal process of thought, and how like outside of that there's not an opportunity, or that's a blatant opportunity for myself to like think about how I might approach life differently, but it's like
Mm,
a
yes,
separate practice that is for myself,
apply.
that's focused on like something different. But there is something about the connection that I'm able to make with how I'm able to move through these poses, with how I might be able to move through life differently, or move through a certain
Absolutely,
situation differently.
absolutely.
So what is it about, like what am I talking about? Like I as a student, right, like I have this experience and I know this is true for me, but like what am I talking about? Does this make sense, like in your trainer perspective, in your words, for your insight? Like what is that process?
Well, I guess what I'm hearing is that you're starting to understand that, and you just mentioned tree pose, which is a yoga position. And so, when you become yoga certified, you you start to understand that the practice of the movement is also, it's more than a practice of movement. So yoga is the union between your mind, body, and your spirit. So you have all of those three things connecting together to parallel, you know, and make applicable what you're practicing in this class also into life. So that the you're experiencing yoga just by being aware that, oh my gosh, I need to balance, like I need to ground down, I need to
Mm-hmm.
stand up tall, right? So all those things that you tell yourself when you're actually practicing getting into a position is like, yes, I need to stand up tall in this situation. Okay, let me ground down today and get
Mm-hmm.
rooted in who I am so that I can be this beautiful tree that gives life to all of us. So you know what I mean? It's like you are practicing. You are practicing in motion, and that's why I love the yoga component to the class that I teach, and just also finding yoga. And I hope everyone finds it. Everyone, please find it because
Find the yoga.
it is a practice for that reason. Because every time you come back to it, no matter how many times you've done it, it
Hmm.
will show you and teach you how to live this life and just
Hmm.
kind of accept it day by day. Day by
Yes.
day.
Day
Here we
by
go.
day.
Day
Okay,
by
so
day. Thank you,
we
God.
gotta stop it. We gotta put a pause there because you said it's a practice, and you said like find the yoga. It's about the connection between like the spirit and the body and the whole like
Your
experience.
mind.
What
Mhm.
I hear in your mind, what many people I think feel or hear when they hear yoga is that bendy stuff or that flexible stuff, or like I'm not good at it, or it's just like not even worth it because I could never do that. But you mentioned that there's a practice and there's a really, I think, valuable like nugget that we can pull out of there. Like, what do we say to those who think that that movement is not available to them?
Well, what do we say to those who think the movement is not available? So, okay, let's talk about movement in a different sense because movement is available to you if you choose to access this part of you. It, if you decide to write an affirmation on and put it on your mirror and look at it every morning, you have decided to move because you've created a practice that is
Mm,
elevating you to change your way of thinking. Okay. So you probably already are accessing movement, but just you haven't actually tapped into putting the physicality to what you already practice. And so I believe right now people have a general sense of ways to get them motivated. And I think a lot of people are more in touch with spirituality. And so if you are moving, or maybe in your mind, if you think, man, I need to move physically more, then yeah, let's do that. The same way that you, maybe for you, if you're spiritual, you read your Bible, or the same ways that you remind yourself to practice being kind and, you know, sending gifts. Like we're in this season of, I see everyone posting about gratitude, gratitude, another lap around
gratitude.
sun. And I'm like, you have to make it a practice, not a trend. Make it you can apply everything that you do in a physical form and everything that you
Mhm.
tell yourself. And so it's all connected. Once we realize that it's all connected, you know what I mean, then I think that's probably my spiritual giveaway
Yeah,
to everybody.
that's good. No, that's that's good. So to those
I hope
who
I didn't lose y'all. I hope you got that. I thought that was a lot of information, but okay.
that's good. No, so what I got was that so the thought so those who think that such
This
is
is
not available
water,
to
by the
them.
way. Okay, we said that already. I just didn't want people. Okay, I'm sorry. What'd you
That's
say?
all right. It's all right. It's fancy water. That's how you drink water in LA, right?
This is LA water with the orange that my roommate put on here. It's an orange slice. Okay, okay. I'm
Um,
sorry.
so what okay, so for those who feel as though that this movement is not available to them or they can't do it or there's some like blockage in their mind for whatever, it sounds like Day's answer is that's a falsity. That is not like there's actually not. It is perhaps maybe like a perception issue because it sounds like even the thought of moving and like continuing to have that thought, like that reoccurring thought is like movement. And so it's a smaller version of the larger movement.
It's a smaller version of connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit. So anybody watching this right now is getting movement from their mind. Okay.
Get
So then
moving
when
out.
they trust what feels right, okay, which is the spirit, when you trust what feels right, which is your intuition, your spirit, then that'll lead you to move your body. And so then all three of them will be connected. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
think, dismantle anything other than, someone's going to wake up and they're going to be like, you know what, I'm doing yoga tomorrow, or I'm just going to move my arms. Look, you can just move your arms up like this, and
Let's
that's
do
a
it.
start. Let's just
We're
move your
doing it
arms
together.
up,
We're just
take a
moving.
deep breath in, and then exhale, just bring it all in. I think we need to do it again. Just sweep the arms up high,
I
get the
think
good
so.
energy over you, hover it, it's here, and then exhale, bring it in. Yay, you just moved.
We just
We just
moved.
moved, everybody.
We just
We
moved.
moved. We did a
Try
little
that.
bit. Commit. Just commit to just a little, you know. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of that same concept about, you know, I guess drinking water, right? We know how much we're supposed to take, but it's recommended 8 glasses a day. This is, you know what I mean? So it's like if you just
Mm-hmm.
keep drinking pop all day, I don't, your body is like, hello, help, please, please, please put some water
Replenishment.
here. Replenish, right?
Replenish.
Replenish. And
I
yes,
love it.
I say pop. I know you say soda is right. It's
Oh,
soda.
well, we really say, down here we're below the
Cold
Midwest, so we got cold drinks.
culture. Oh, that's
Cold drinks.
right.
We got cold drinks down here. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Anything dark
right.
is a Coke.
Oh,
Anything light is a Sprite. So, and we got tea.
wow. So there's no like 7 Up. There's no squirt.
7 Up
What?
is it's like a Sprite. It's a
Okay.
cold drink.
You
It's a
just
cold drink.
okay. You moved it right on over there. Okay.
You just, yeah, they're all lumped
Learned
together.
something. I just learned something.
The original Uncola. 7 Up.
I love it.
um, so funny. Okay. So we've talked about a lot.
We
Um,
have
I think this has been wonderful. I think I have one more question for you, and then I have a rapid
one
fire round
more.
to
I
wrap
love
it up.
questions. I love questions with you. Let's just say that. I love questions with you. I don't love questions often, but from you, yes.
Fabulous. Okay, so we said, okay, so we talked a little bit about why movement can be really helpful, connecting our mind, our spirit, our body. We talked about just health in general, um, being like part of a culture, um, so many different things, right? But then for all of those things, there is a level of commitment, there's a level of practice, there
Yeah.
is like a wherewithal that one must have within themselves to
Yes.
get up and do that. What is that for you? Like, what have you found to really motivate you to get up on those days that you're tired and commit to that practice of still moving your body, still getting that workout in, still getting that practice in your day?
Well, number one, it keeps me a very kind person. I will just share just a little briefly that if you've ever had anything life threatening happen to you and you think about all the things that you want to do differently, living here longer is something that I know I think about differently. And so I have been through certain life situations that has really allowed me to understand how precious living is. And so
Mm-hmm.
then when you have a second chance and you ask yourself, what are you going to do with the life that God has given you? And you have a lot of choices. Every day you have choices on how you want to take care of this body. this body that you have, you know? And so I think life will start to teach you what is important if you are paying attention.
Yeah.
Um, if you are paying attention to all the beauty that's around you, and you think about beauty just like in nature and everything. I know I'm going so deep with this, but
That's
I think movement is literally how we get to everything in life. It's literally even moving through this transition, right? Even moving through this quarantine, and like we're all like collectively feeling some type of emotion. So,
very true.
one of the reasons is because I enjoy it. I feel better. I feel better. I'm happier. And I also appreciate my life so much that I'm dedicated to keeping myself healthy and then honoring my calling.
Yay.
Yeah,
I love it.
that was a lot.
That's some real spiel. Like really some
Yeah,
real, this could literally go on for 2 more hours just to,
yeah. I mean, it's
go
just it's a
in.
great topic. It's a great. I mean, you guys, if you are not moving now, please start tomorrow. Just start tomorrow if you haven't been. You literally. So even think about. Okay, I'm getting teacher day right now. I'm getting teacher day. The, the movement is already a part of who we are because our heart, the whole system of our body is about movement, right? And so when you decide to put it into practice, this is helping the blood. The blood has to flow, right? This is what is going to stop the high cholesterol, the heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has to do, we have to keep the blood. This is it. This is how we get here. One this right here. So that was said with love, but I need everyone to move tomorrow. Please move tonight.
Please, please move. Start right now.
I love your heart. I love your body. We get on up.
Yeah. Okay. So why people work out? It's also an act of self-love.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh man.
Absolutely. It is that I would 100% say that. I cannot believe. Yeah, look how we're holding our heart together. Everyone hold your heart.
Everybody
It
else
is
your
an
heart.
act of self love and worthiness. It's an act of so many things, but that
Mm.
100%.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's
And
going
everybody is
to
worthy. Everybody is worthy of that feeling, of that movement, of that self-love. Those internal thoughts can really get at you sometimes.
absolutely,
So that
absolutely.
is so key.
Yeah, they
Everybody is
do.
worthy.
And I like to. I just want to say really quickly because I think some people associate. I want to make sure this is clear just about who I am and my brand is that I never associate moving the body has anything to do with being skinny. I do not support any body shaming or, your body is so beautiful and it is the way that it is. So, I don't condone any um, celebration of skinny conversations around fat. Like it is going to restructure your mind if you find the right person to move with. Find someone who is very positive, supportive, celebrating you. Some new things you can start to say is, I want to be smaller. If you actually have weight that you need to lose, like I need to lose the weight, and just not
Mm-hmm.
attaching it to any type of body shaming or, any words that are like derogatory or just mean, um, you know. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want to also
Mm-hmm.
add that into if someone is watching this and you've been hesitant or you think about it and it makes you think like you're not worthy of this self time for yourself. Of course you are, and the
Yeah.
results of whatever you need will just happen. You know, it'll just
Mm-hmm.
happen.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point. Like what you just said about finding somebody to move with, like somebody who you actually connect with. somebody who is going to be supportive of the goals that you have, like for your own body. And also there's an element of that that's really autonomy. And I'm trying to think of a better word, self-determination. We'll go for that. Because I think, like, just think about a doctor. Like, there's so many people who go to a doctor, they don't get the care that they need, and then they never go to the doctor again because their perception is that every doctor is going to treat me like this. Or, you know, with any care professional, I've even heard that with therapists. Like, I have had some folks in my office tell me some just tragic stories about people who are licensed therapists, counselors, whomevers, but are just not the right fit for several different reasons, right? So I think what you just said is really important, because you get to choose whoever you are. You get to choose who you're working out with. And if you don't like that experience, you have every right to choose something different.
Yes. But start with choosing from a place of love so that you don't allow your unconscious mind to be attracted to someone because you like the way that they look. You want to feel self-love in the way that you're celebrated for who you are, not because I like her, I want that, I want this. And so we have, in this time that we're understanding the way Instagram works and the way that we're looking and liking and looking at people, this is something that you have to do with a very careful lens. And that when you move with this person, you feel like you just have the best time. Like, at least that's what I promote. And I hope if you get to move with me, you'll feel that joy that's there, just moving your body.
I know I do.
Yeah,
I know I do.
Yeah, you're so awesome.
So
Jamie's great. Oh, you
it.
guys should see her. She's so strong. She's amazing.
Oh my gosh. Thanks to you. Thanks to you and your just endlessly fun classes. I'm able to engage long enough to have the stamina to get through it. It's a wonderful experience. Join us Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You've got a great time.
Not 9:15 PST. That's a PST.
That's a PST. That is 11:15 for the CST.
Yes. Yep.
That's a little midday for me. I love it though. It works out for lunch.
Oh yeah, perfect. Lunch workout. That's the best.
Okay, we've got to go. But before we go, rapid fire round.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. So, 7
fire, y'all. Let me drink some water for this fire.
As fast as you can. Just first thing that comes to your mind off the top of your head. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Who do you prefer to work out with? By yourself or with somebody else?
With someone else.
What's the first thing you do after a workout?
Lay on the floor.
When do you prefer to work out? Morning, noon, night?
Morning.
Where do you prefer to work out?
Well, let's just be honest. I prefer a studio. I prefer a studio, and I also prefer heated studios.
Yes. Gotta get that heat. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Because the chicken knew that it was safe, and it just decided to just go ahead and take it away. Keep walking.
And why do you work out?
Because I love my life. I just love it, and it makes me so happy. Joy.
Dave, thank you so much for joy. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful insight guest on Jamye with the Why. How do you do it all?
God. God and sleep. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having this important conversation. And I hope it continues to bless the world and everyone that watches this. I hope that you just got a beautiful message. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Yay, thank you so much.
Yay. Thank you. Bye.